Hi, in today's video, I will be going over a potential Shi Outis ID that I would like to see and buff the Shis. Yes, it might be a bit OP and might never be released or even made a concept, but I want one, goddammit. And since the Shi has been eating shit for the last few years and no good IDs at all, I not make one. Because my god, do I want one. So, this is Shi Association East South Section 3 Director Outis, the one that I've made. And the artwork is, I borrowed it or taken from this user, Chohye 799976282. This artwork. I mean, I do have the sprite work, but I think his artwork is better. Their artwork is better. So, Shi Association East Section 3 Director Outis is a team leader for Faust and the other Shis probably. First passive is Snipe, take the shot. This is specifically for Faust and any Shi Association East sections. This is it. This is basically makes that you have mark for that, and when you hit mark for that, and on hit once button you can change state designation for mark for that. And what does mark for that do is this. This unit takes 12% more damage from Shi Association units, but takes 44% more damage from skills that spend or lose arrow Shi. You know why this is. And then there is also this South Shi Association units, aka Shi Faust, will get this effect. But if targeting a unit with mark for that, gain one target analyzed. Mind you, this is on target when you turn start. I have to add that. Turn start. Turn start, if targeting units with mark for that Shi, you gain one target analyzed. What does target analyzed do? Target analyzed is this. Turn start, if this unit has ready to lose, gain target aim equal to stack and then lose or stack. You know what this is for? This is for your target aim, so you don't have to wait for fucking turns to use it. Also, you can only gain one button, one target analyzed, and then gain one poise count. That's also turn start, on turn start. Wait. Yep. Gain one more poise count when you're gaining poise count specifically. And if ally has 2 plus target aim, inflict one more launch arrow and spend and lose one more Shi arrow. AKA you spend one more arrow to inflict one more launch arrow. You don't have to use this thing twice if you don't want to. If target with ready to lose and 3 plus target aim uses a skill that is converted from a base skill in the dashboard and spend or lose Shi arrow or arrow Shi, said skill is used as an unopposed attack before the base skill. The base skill is used as normal. Basically, when you slot in an attack, you just use that attack. You use the bonus Glimmering Bow as a unopposed bonus attack just before you at combat start, and you will still always get the buff, you will always get this buff based on which skill you copy, and the skill you copy is from the leftmost leftmost skill from the dashboard, which is the usual. Because process this, you follow target lose converting effect, but you don't convert it, you just copy it you use an unopposed attack with the same affinity as the one that you copy, convert it, copy, and then you gain the same buff. That's it. Basically, you just don't lose an attack. Just to let out the arrow, you can keep attacking after you at the same turn. But before you have this ready, it's the usual. You have to wait for this at 3+, right? At 3+, if you use a skill attack, you will already use a glimmer arrow. You will already use Boost Glimmer. You will still use it. You still let out the arrow. But if you need to use plus target aim, 4+ target aim, then you have to use your defensive skill. Or you ready your bow at 4 target analyzed, and then you get all of the target aim. Also this, I don't agree that life render fucking expires after 1 turn, so I just make it, full on. It lasts the whole encounter if you get it, which Outis here, spoiler, is mainly going to be about. And if the start association unit has 0 LC, you gain life render immediately. And then this Snipe Shadow Dance is Outis stuff. This is her version of Ready to Lose. At 4 target aim and has the Ready to Lose agility, which is Outis, which is this defense power +1. When using an offensive skill, replace it with Death Blow. Any offensive skill, you will use Death Blow skill. Gain ego resource in accordance to the original skill. AKA, if you are using a skill, Death Blow only you use Death Blow, but you get the slotted skills ego resources. That's it. When attacked by an unopposed attack or unbreakable coin attack, use Into the Shadow once per turn. Valencina shit. Then again, you are stuck using Death Blow. And Death Blow is not that good as a skill actually. And yeah, Death Blow is not that good, by the way. It is a skill 1 too. It's not that good. But if you have 4 target aim and Ready to Lose, you use Shadow Glimmer, which is the shot, arrow shot. At combat start, copying the leftmost skill slot and the target, aka the same as this, the same as this effect. It's Ready to Lose +3. It's the same, but you have to use +4 target aim, or not. You will not be able to use it. You will not be able to use any skill other than Death Blow. Blah 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 will not copy ego skills. If ego skills are slotted in the leftmost slot, copy the next skill on the right. If all slots are filled with ego skills, this effect does not trigger. Of course it does. Copying defensive skill counts as a skill 3. Yep. You can just use your defensive skill. It will guarantee you copy a skill 3. This is the same as Faust. And then this. But this is it. Yep, it's simpler than Faust because I put everything in here. This also affects Outis. Overburden. Oh, she should have this fucking effect, by the way. All She Association ally can gain this passive if this unit is in deployment. Whether backup or not, I don't care. She don't care. At about 50% HP on hit, take 5% fixed HP damage and lower the user's stagger threshold by mixing HP on user divided by 10. Max 10. And then when the stagger threshold reaches 0, lose state stagger threshold. Yep. You just lose the stagger threshold if you hit your enemies enough. And when at below 50% HP on hit, Lower user stagger hold threshold by mixing HP on user divided by 4. This is 20. Max 20. This is at above 50% HP, but when you go below, you don't take HP damage. When below 75% HP or 50% HP, you cannot be healed above it. 75% or 50% respectively. Yeah. HP gate. You take 10% less damage and 15% less damage when below 75% or 50% HP. Damage from this passive cannot trigger this fixed HP. This cannot stagger you. Simple as. This should be Shi solution, and every single other Shi ID should have a passive that gives you buff, like when you're low HP, like this one. This will have those kind of buff. Shi in. On kill with unbreakable coins, gain life ender. If the user have life ender, apply life ender to one other ally for one turn. Next turn, remember, all allies, non-Shi association allies, only get it for one turn. Because the Shi association have this, they will gain it permanently. Cool. After the ally attack using base attack skill, if the enemy or core at minus 20% HP, use Death Blow on the target as an unopposed, of course. Gain life render for every 4 launch arrow inflicted. You only have 4 arrow Shi, so you have to unload everything you do. Or you shot someone, he dies, you shot someone again, and then you get it if you use max target aim. On kill when below 25% HP, heal HP by enemy killed HP. Can heal up to 50% of this unit's max HP. You know what this means? You kill someone, you get your HP back. Full. Yeah, full HP heal. But you gain it by this, because this effect. The support is Assassin's Efficacy. Turn start, deal 4 damage to the enemy with the highest HP and inflict mark target, which is just this. Take 25% more damage from unopposed attack. Cool? Cool. Now, I should mention Large Arrow, right? Large Arrow also includes Large Arrow Outis, which is max for inflict bleed count by stack. Yes. Lose offensive level by stack. Yes. This is basically the reverse of Shi Faust's Large Arrow. At +2 stack, take 10% more damage, take 20% more damage from unopposed attack. Yes. Reduce min-max speed equals to stack divided by 2, minimal 1. Cool. And then usual, if they die, you get the arrow back. Counts as large arrow. Cool. This will be for later. Sectioning your first skill. Simple as this. This is the same as Shi Faust, only with better conditional, I think. And a below 50 conditional. Gain 2 more points potency and +1 coin power. This still roll pretty good. Overwhelming odds. Your skill 2. The same as Shi Faust, by the way. Nearly the same. Only this has 2 coins. Shi Faust has 3. But you have more this. At below 50% HP, gain extra coin 1 and coin 2, the same as Shi Ishmael. Also, if you get the extra inflicts 1 fragile, this is an next turn. The second skill too, by the way. And unbreakable coin. The extra skill. Jadi, so skill 1, unbreakable skill 1, skill 2, unbreakable skill 2, and fragile. That's it. Death Blow, skill 1 2. This is the one that you use when you are charging your bow. Gain +2 final power for every poison self max 4. Gain 2 voice count, of course. At below 50 HP, gain 2 final power and take 20% less damage when using this skill. Because look at this coin power, this is 8. And you are supposed to clash with it. Yes. And this doesn't get the buff, by the way. You don't copy, you convert that. This Outis specifically copies the conditional. You don't get it because first of all it should be copy, and second of all this doesn't trigger because you don't spend loose arrow. This doesn't get the conditional because this does not spend loose arrow. But unopposed attack, you deal 44% more damage and you take 24% less damage when using this skill. On crit, inflict full death knell. That will be later. After this skill. On hit, heal HP by 50% of damage dealt by this coin, max 20. On hit, gain 2 poise, inflict 1 bleed. On crit, gain 1 poise count. On kill, you inflict full death knell to 2 random enemies. And on kill, you gain 3 poise count. What is death knell? This is death knell. Death knell, max stack 4. Take 4% more damage for every stack. Clash power -1. Unopposed attack against this unit, gain final power +4. Shi association units can redirect this skill attack regardless of speed. Yes. But then and you lose 1 stack and you cannot gain more stack while this is in effect. In other words, this you cannot add more stack. You're stuck until this 4 stack turns to 0, and then you have to reapply that knell. That's how I balance it. You cannot keep, I mean you can keep that knell, but it has a cycle. It starts going weaker at 0 and then you have to reapply it when it's gone. And then Death Mark. Death Mark is Grimling Bow, but for Shi Outis, which is basically the same. Meetings, yep, it's basically the same. Only have life render conditional. Blah blah blah. The same damage. Max 44, max 44. Gain 3 poise count at below 50% HP. Gain 1 more poise potency and count. And coin power +2. Yes. This is me to kill people. On hit, gain 2 poise. On crit, gain 2 poise count. On hit, inflict 3 bleed count, and on crit, gain +2 poise count. And then this unbreakable coin, inflict 4 bleed, inflict 4 death knell. On kill, apply 4 death knell to 4 random enemies. This is a bit powerful, but fuck it. Well, you know that if you don't kill the guy gets 4 death knell. If you kill the guy, you apply 4 death knell to his friends. This will be later. Let's talk about defensive first. Let's talk about the defense skills. First of all, forming the body, which is unfold bow blade. But for Shi Outis, clashable guard. I made it a clashable guard. If the skill doesn't have arrow Shi, activate into the shadow. Yeah, the same. If this unit has ridiculous agility, generate into the shadow instead. Remember, you can either use this or death blow. Yes. Once you draw your bow blade, you have to commit. On use, this specifically this one, gain 25% of missing HP, shield HP, cool. Gain +3 poise count, and gain +1 clash power for every 4 poise on self. Usual. Turn end, if this unit does not have ridiculous agility and has +1 arrow Shi, the usual, you use your bow blade and start aiming. But once you have already drawn your bow blade, you use into the shadow, which is if this unit has ridiculous agility and did not use an attack skill this turn, gain 1 target aim, as usual. If this unit does not have Outis Shi, use death blow against the attacker. Upon successfully evading all skill coins, this is a backup. If you somehow have wasted every single Outis Shi and the opponent is still standing, you have this. But if you are using Shadow's Glimmer this turn, use Shadow Glimmer again against the attacker with the same target aim. That will be for later. If this unit has ridiculous agility, gain final power for every 1 target aim. Cool. At 8 poise, gain plus 0 final power, and you gain 2 poise count. Yes, you might think this is bullshit because you use your target aim and you shot. Not with this ID. Remove this is Shadow's Glimmer. I will point you to this. This is the skill where you spend Outis Shi. And turn and remove lose agility and target aim on self. In other words, you don't lose your target aim until the end of the turn. When you are using Shadow's Glimmer, you can use this twice and basically dump your Outis Shi into someone or 2 people. That's the point. Also, into the shadow still counts if you are targeting the Mark for that Shi. This is still in effect because turn start, if targeting a unit with Mark for that, you will gain 1 target analyze, and 1 target analyze immediately is converted into target aim. Yep, that's how it works. So, this skill doesn't trigger defensive skill and external effect cannot trigger this skill to be reused. This skill cannot activate, it's blah blah blah. This is the same, this is the same. This is all the same from Shi Faust. All of this is the same, except this. Before attack, inflict full death knell on the target. Yes. The main target. Lose, turn and lose, target aim, the poise count here. The poise, you lose all the poise you gain from the skill, but you keep the poise count. Cool. And then at below 50% HP, all the target's resistance is set to fatal and pierce damage, and deal bonus pierce damage, by the way, equal to 100% of this skill's final damage. Yes. And then you spend 1 Shi arrow, inflict large arrow Outis equal to Shi arrow spent. If this coin does not inflict large arrow Outis, the gain Outis Shi spent. Basically the same. I just like using spend rather than lose. Also, this also counts if you are at +2 target aim from while this passive is in effect. You will spend 1 more Outis Shi and inflict plus 1 more large arrow. Basically, yeah. The amount of Outis Shi you spend is you inflict the equal amount to large arrow. That cannot be changed. Despite the wording, this will always inflict +2 large arrow and spend 2 Outis Shi at max potential. Also, that's a redundancy. I have to do this. No need, because you're already on this. Because at before target you already inflict full death knell on target, but on kill you apply full death knell to for a random enemy. Cool. On kill you gain 4 points count. On crit you deal 44% more damage and you trigger bleed and then reduce the target bleed count by 1. Yep. basically the same as Shi Assoc, but you have to target for mark for that. Use mark for that, but if you want to expedite using Shadow's Glimmer, you immediately form the body turn 1. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think that's not that good of a strategy, but it is viable. You're forming the body, you gain loose arrow next turn, correct, and 1 target at next turn, correct. And if you target someone with mark for that Shi, you gain another target aim. You start at 2 target aim, and then you use Into the Shadow against the target with mark for that Shi, and then you will gain 1 target aim from this skill, and then you will get another one from the passive. You get target analyzed, then immediately converted into target aim, and then you can use it at turn 2. At turn 3, you can start using Shadow's Glimmer twice if you want to, by using Into the Shadow, because Shadow's Glimmer does not convert, it be copies and use at turn start. Yeah, that's how I want Shi Assoc to work. Basically, that's overpowered probably, but that's how I want her. I mean, the Shi has been eating shit for who knows how long. So, thank you for watching, I guess. I hope you all have a good day. And please subscribe. I want subscribe. I want to make this work, man. And I like making custom video IDs like this.